So a warm welcome to all of you, and particularly to you potential students who have joined us and taken your time to learn more about TRACEE this morning. First of all, I want to inform you that we are recording this session, and it is only the speakers that will be visual and seen and heard. We also have a Q&A channel that you can access at the very bottom, probably, of your screen, where you can add questions. So please do so. And speakers can answer to these questions as we go along. And then we also have a Q&A at the end of today, where we will pick up some of the questions and talk about them, try to give you answers. I also want to send a message to all of you speakers. It's great that you're here, and thank you very much for keeping the schedule. And so with that, we start with the first part, and that is I will give a brief introduction. My name is Anna Sobek. I'm head of the Department of Environmental Science at Stockholm University, and this is the department that is hosting the master's program that we will talk about today. And the plan for today, briefly, is the overall program structure. I will talk a bit about that. Alistair will talk about semester 1, the first course. We will have Sophie to talk about the transdisciplinary stream, which is there to glue you all together, hopefully, and teach you more about what transdisciplinarity is. Then we will have individual presentations of all the 9 study tracks. There will be information on how to apply, practical information, student support services. And then we have the Q&A session at the very end. So please write your questions so that we have something to discuss there. So I want to start by talking about why this master's program. It is all based on the situation we are in today. Unfortunately, we must say. And I think that the triple planetary crisis describes this well, where we have climate change, air pollution, and biodiversity loss. And these are enormous challenges, problems that are caused by humanity's, our actions. And we have to develop solutions. And solution is a word that makes it sound like it's easy, but it's not. We have to develop actions to deal with this, to reduce harm, to change the way that we act. And to be viable, these solutions, they must involve more than one discipline. So not only chemistry, not only engineering, not only governance, we have to work together. And this is interdisciplinarity and what this program is working on. Of course, none of these challenges is defined by national borders. These challenges are global, so international collaborations are also essential. And of course, we cannot change society and how it functions without involving society. So without involving industry, decision makers, the public, people. So this is transdisciplinarity. And these are the reasons that have run into the development of the master's program in Transdisciplinary Studies of Climate, Environment, and Energy, TRACEE. It is an international master's program, and it is offered by 11 universities in Europe. And this is their logos, and this is what they may look like. And as you see, the sun is always shining on these universities. And you will hear more about how these universities are involved in TRACEE, in creating TRACEE. As you saw in the previous slide, perhaps, there are also associate members from African countries, and you will meet teachers from some of these African universities when you study at TRACEE. This is the structure of TRACEE. It starts with one semester, 30 credits course at Stockholm University, which you will hear much more about when Alistair talks. The important thing is here that you study together irrespective of what you have studied before. Thereafter, you move into your study tracks that you have selected previously. So for instance, if you have selected the first study track, environmental humanities and law, you will move from Stockholm to Salzburg to study 1 semester in Salzburg. And then you will continue and move to Bucharest, where you will study the 3rd semester. And the 4th semester, you will all work on a 30 credits independent transdisciplinary thesis project. And this you will do at either of the universities where you studied within your study track. So for the first study track, this could be at Stockholm or Salzburg or Bucharest. So you see the first semester, the course in Stockholm is transdisciplinary. The thesis project is also transdisciplinary. And the study tracks, they are disciplinary, all but one. Transdisciplinary approaches to climate change, study track 8 has transdisciplinarity as its discipline. But you will hear more about that when you hear about the study tracks. Then along the whole program, we have the transdisciplinary stream with online meetings, because of course you students will be located at all these different European universities, but we will make sure that you still have a channel to meet and continue to grow together. So to wrap this up, TRACEE is open to everyone with a bachelor's degree. And this is actually also the case for the group of students that we have today that started in September. They come from all different backgrounds. They come from humanities, social sciences, they have studied economics or media or law, and natural sciences, engineering, and they study together in TRACEE. They also come from very different cultural backgrounds, which is great. TRACEE is offered by 11 universities. And I actually forgot to say at the previous slide, at the end, then when you have taken TRACEE, you will either get a multiple degree or a joint degree. And whether you get multiple or joint, this depends on the universities that are part of your study track. But you don't have to worry about this today, and you will learn all of this and get all the necessary information once you have been admitted to the program. It's also available in the study handbook that you will hear about later. So the first semester is at Stockholm University, where you study together. It is transdisciplinary, and there you have thereafter we have the 9 different study tracks, where you move to different universities. And these study tracks may have special entry requirements, which you will probably hear about in the study track presentations very soon. Then the semester 4 is a 30 credits independent degree project. And we have the stream, which runs in parallel. And importantly, admission opens tomorrow. So you're all very welcome to apply, of course. And there is more information on the Civis webpage and also on our department webpage. You will also hear more later on about how you can access more information. With that, I stop share. And I hand over the word to Alistair.
Hi, everyone, and it's lovely to meet you all. My name's Alistair. I'm a professor at Stockholm University, and I'm going to be the course leader for the first semester course. And I look forward to meeting a whole lot of you over here in the beautiful country of Sweden. As a professor of geochemistry and petrology, I study the chemistry of the earth and I study rocks. And I will bring my flavor to this together with the other 39 educators for this first semester. TRACEE, the vision we have for TRACEE is that you are students from all over the world, coming with all different backgrounds, natural science, social science, humanities, that you'll leave us as transdisciplinary graduates. Why? To take on the challenges that Anna spoke with you about. We're fully aware of the enormity of those challenges. If our focus is climate change, energy transitions, and the environmental crises, And our job is to ready you as much as we can for those challenges. This semester we'll be at Stockholm University in Sweden. It's a beautiful place. I've been here for 25 years and I really love it. Um, it's a place with mild and pleasant summers and winters when the lakes freeze over and you can ski on them. You will love being here. Stockholm is also the birthplace of the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change. You probably know what that is already, but just in case you don't, it's the voice of academia to policymakers about taking on the climate crisis. And it was born here in this city, so we will share its story with you. It's also the birthplace of the youth climate movement that mobilized 4 million people in September 2019. So you join a city and a country that has an important legacy in climate action at both the academic level and the civil society level. What we want to teach you in semester one, to sum up the learning goals in 2 sentences, we want you to learn to speak each other's academic languages. So how does a geologist speak? How does a humanities scholar speak? How do we read each other's papers? What do all these hideous acronyms mean? What does paragraph mean to a lawyer? It means something completely different than it does to a natural science. What does system mean? And so on. And we want to teach you to create knowledge with communities. As Anna said, we're not going to solve the climate, biodiversity, and air pollution crises on our own as academics in our ivory tower. We're going to do it together with society. So we are the 39 educators of semester one. We come from all across Europe and across Africa. We're representing 13 universities, 11 of them are in Europe, and 2 of them are in Africa. Some of your lectures will be live streamed to Stockholm. Others of your lectures will come and visit us. We try and find a balance so the carbon footprint of the program is not too high. The semester is set up with modules, and the course itself, Climate, Environment and Energy, a Transdisciplinary Perspective. The 5 modules of this course are systems thinking, where you will learn about systems. We'll use that word, that concept, as a way of showing how different disciplines think. You'll learn where systems thinking comes from and its history. And the natural science perspective course on this course, you'll learn about the climate system, you'll learn about the feedbacks, you'll learn about energy and matter, environment and biodiversity. Quite a lot of this course will teach you in the field. We'll be taking you outdoors to our beautiful islands in the archipelago to learn and explore past climate history. In the social science perspective module, which is timed such that it runs in parallel with the Conference of the Parties meeting, which is, as you know, ongoing right now in Brazil, you'll be touching on economics, politics, environmental law, communication, education, and behavioral change. The humanities perspective, super important. Why do we do what we do? How do we shift our thinking? Historical, literary, and philosophical aspects of environmental thinking and social cultural paradigms. The course ends with shifting from interdisciplinarity to transdisciplinarity, where we learn to create knowledge with society in different cultural contexts. TRACEE's purpose is to prepare you for the Anthropocene, that the era of humanity where humans have become geological actors. Our goal is to prepare you for a career working on solutions for climate, environment, and energy, or a future in transdisciplinary research on climate, environment, and energy. And I want to conclude with the words of our students. This is TRACEE 2025. I asked them to share a few words with you, and here they are. This is what: turn your passion for the climate into action for real change. TRACEE gives you the opportunity to do something meaningful for the planet. That's Marco, one of our scholars Matteo, one of our scholars reading the program this year. Through TRACEE, I've learned to speak the language of other disciplines and to see where we have the possibility to make a genuine difference in society. Sophia from Sweden reading TRACEE. TRACEE is all about tackling climate change from every possible angle: society, policy, science, law, and history. You get to study and make new friends from all across the world. It's innovative, new, and most importantly, lots of fun. Katerina from Canada. Every day in the TRACEE program, I feel like I am getting closer and closer to saving the world. Susanna from Colombia. TRACEE Student 2025. This is where our students sit and have their lunches each day outside our campus. TRACEE is helping me to understand how I can contribute to addressing the environmental crisis in the future. The learning environment has been amazing so far. TRACEE is a unique opportunity to combine a relevant and super high quality education with making friends from all over the world and getting to know different places in Europe. And this is so true. These wonderful students have become our friends, and get ready for tons of fun and passion in this amazing TRACEE program. And I want to conclude with this, which I thought was one of the most powerful of all the quotes. TRACEE has for me become a safe space where we can learn how to dream and hope for a safe and fair and peaceful future on our planet and community. It has also become an academic home with many incredible teachers and students from so many disciplines and countries that inspire and motivate me every single day. Welcome to our family. Welcome to TRACEE. Welcome to Stockholm on August 31st, 2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alistair. And you already got a question. When do the semesters start?
I just answered it. 31st of August, 2026.
Good. So you answered it while I read the question. Thanks a lot. So with that, we move on to Sophie. You will talk about the transdisciplinary stream.
Great, thank you. Hello, yes. I will do exactly that. Hold on. Great. Yes, so I am Sophie. I'm at Stockholm University and I will be a lecturer during semester 1 of the TRACEE programme, and also I'm involved in the Transdisciplinary Stream and Thesis Committee, which sounds very fancy and I'm just about to tell you what it is. So yes, I will talk to you now about the Transdisciplinary Stream and the Masters Project. So transdisciplinarity is a term that we've been throwing around a lot here, and it's a concept that's very, very fundamental to the master's program TRACEE. And what we're talking about when we're talking about transdisciplinarity is the idea of the focus not being on your kind of specific subject and your specific knowledge in that area, but it's about coming to problems with an open mind and approaching them in kind of the way that is best for that problem. So during this master's program, you'll have the opportunity to develop tools to solve complex real-world problems, regardless of whether they're exactly within the box of your field or not. But also learning to collaborate between fields and sectors, most importantly. So you'll be meeting and learning with other people from a whole range of different backgrounds, both culturally and also academically. But you'll have a lot of opportunities to interact with stakeholders from outside the academic world as well. And finally, it's about looking beyond the traditional academic and disciplinary boundaries that you'll be used to. So it's really the focus in transdisciplinarity is on what is the right way to solve this particular problem, using all of the tools and all of the disciplines and all of the kind of multifaceted understanding that we have at our fingertips, instead of, taking it from just your single discipline's perspective. So this is what we mean when we're talking about transdisciplinarity, and this is what we hope that you'll be able to do when you kind of leave us at the end of this master's project. One of the ways that we will do that is through the transdisciplinary stream. So in semester 1, you'll be at Stockholm University, as Alistair has just explained, and you'll all be studying all kinds of different topics related to climate, environment, and energy. Then you will go to different parts of Europe, you'll go to different universities and learn about very different things during semesters 2 and 3, looking at climate, environment, and energy from the perspective of your own discipline. And finally, in semester 4, you will be expected to complete a transdisciplinary thesis project. Now, to tie all of these things together, And to keep you together as a cohort, we've designed the transdisciplinary stream, which will run from the beginning all the way through this course. And this consists of 1.5-hour sessions, which will happen once a month. They'll be online because you'll all be in different places. And the idea is that you'll all come together for those sessions and you will, well, in fact, I will now go into what we all do in those times. But the purpose of this is really to show you transdisciplinary thinking in action across different sectors, to help you to design your transdisciplinary thesis project, which will happen at the end, to help you connect with a supervisor and to give you the tools to work together as a transdisciplinary cohort as well. And what this will look like in practice is we'll have guest speaker seminars. So we'll invite speakers who are experts in their fields from within academia who have been involved in this kind of project, and also from outside academia as well. So you'll have the opportunity to meet all kinds of different people from different sectors and industries and backgrounds. There will also be student supervisor workshops. So there will be opportunities to connect you with potential supervisors for your project, as well as opportunities to connect with outside stakeholders. And finally, there will be some student-led sessions towards the end where you, once you've started engaging with your project, you'll be able to share results, ideas, and problems and gain feedback from one another. Right, so this is what the stream will look like. And the stream is all about kind of preparing you to take on this final challenge in semester 4 of the transdisciplinary thesis project, which will occur at a university of your choice. So of the 2 or 3 universities that you've been to during semesters 1, 2, and 3, you can then choose which one you want to return to for semester 4 to do your final project. And the project will be different from a kind of the standard master's project in 2 key ways. One is that the real world application needs to be really at the core of the problem that you're trying to solve. So it can't be a sort of very academic question that might be useful later. It has to be really solving a problem that is in society now, and it has to be applicable. And secondly, it has to demonstrate interaction with academic and non-academic sectors. And in most cases, we would hope that you'll have a co-supervisor from outside academia, which means, again, you're kind of getting stuck in directly with the problem. So it's about looking beyond the disciplinary lens and focusing on the real world implications. As well as these 2 core things, the methods that you use might include things like using analyses or methods from more than one field, performing interdisciplinary research, providing results that actually feed back into communities. And if you're working with subjects of investigation, you could have them participating as collaborators in the project, something like this. And by completing the transdisciplinary stream and by completing your master's project, you will gain an understanding of how kind of complex transdisciplinary problems related to climate, environment, and energy are actually solved in the real world. You'll gain the skills to contribute towards solutions to these problems. You'll be able to become part of a multidisciplinary network of people across Europe working to solve these problems. Well, across Europe and across the world, actually. And you'll have the tools to make the most out of the TRACEE program by designing and carrying out this master's project. Thank you very much.
Thank you
That's
so
me.
much, Sophie. This is great.